What's up guys, it's Victoria from Under Victoria's Spell. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite cinnamon roll heroes in romance books. I'm really excited to talk about these really amazing men, and the first book that I'm going to talk about is the whole reason that I decided to do this video, and I cannot wait to just hop into it. Okay, as you can see, I am filming in my bedroom again because Christopher is watching football where I normally film. So we're going to be in the bedroom for today's video. The lighting is not the best, but it's okay. But cinnamon roll heroes, I do love them. They do not get enough love. Don't get me wrong. I love a possessive bad boy, like love all that. But sometimes you just need a good old sweet cinnamon roll boyfriend, hero, all of that. For me, cinnamon roll heroes means that they're like the good guy in the romance. Like they are all about their heroine. They have good morals. They, you know, don't get into like bad things. Like that's just kind of what a cinnamon roll hero is to me. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about, which is the book that I just finished reading, it's the first book that I read in December, and that is Love Lot Farms by B.K. Borison. I absolutely loved this romance. Before you go into it, you should know it is a holiday romance, but it was so freaking good. Like, even if I would have read this at a different time of the year, I still would have loved it because it was really the heroine and the hero who really brought this story to life, and it just so happened to be on a Christmas tree farm. So it follows our heroine as she has recently owned a Christmas tree farm, and it's kind of failing financially due to some things that are happening around her farm. So she enters into this contest from a social media influencer to come to her farm so that she could win prize money so that she can still keep her farm open. And she lied on the application and said that she had a boyfriend, and she did not. So she asked her best guy friend if he will be her fake boyfriend. So it's friends to lovers, it's small town romance, it's a holiday romance. It's so good. But really, our hero in the story, he is what just made my heart smile the whole time I was reading this. It was so freaking good. Luca is the hero. He doesn't live in the small town. He works in a bigger city, but he drives back to be with his best friend, our heroine, all the time. I really love their relationship. They have known each other for almost 10 years. He takes care of her. He cooks for her. They do all kinds of things together. They pretty much do all the couple things. Just don't say that they're dating. And I just loved how much he cared for and supported her in her dreams of her business, of her, and the growth that she was trying to make with her family. I really enjoyed the story. I loved his family. I thought it was great. He has an Italian family. So good. Really, really love the story. If you have not read this yet, please pick it up. It is a holiday romance, but really, you could read it any time of the year. So good. And the next one I'm going to talk about is The Secret One by Ruth Cardello. This is book 3 in the Carisi's Billionaire series, but you can read them as standalones, but you should know that other couples from previous books are in the books because they're all brothers and it's each of their love stories. But the third book, he is the definition of a cinnamon roll hero. He was so sweet, and his name was Christopher. That is his name. And I thought it was so funny because, you know, whenever I listened to the audio, it was weird because, you know, my fiance's name's Christopher and then the hero's name's Christopher. But this story was so good. It follows our heroine as she owns a racetrack, and she really has an interest into old cars. And then we have our hero who is on his way back home from a road trip, and his old car that he really loves has broken down on the side of the road, and our heroine pulls over and decides to help him because she just has this obsession with old cars, and she just cannot go by without stopping to help this person and look at this old car. And it's their romance. I really loved it. He was just always so supportive of our heroine's goals. He is a mama's boy, and he just has the kindest heart. He would do anything for his family, and that really does play into the story because it's an arranged engagement, because he has to go to Italy to tell his family that he is engaged and ask our heroine if she will be his fiance. So it's so good. I thought it was so different for a billionaire romance because it has like our heroine who does like a male dominated job, who kind of knows a lot about cars, and she owns a racetrack. And then you have our hero who's so sweet. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body. And I just loved the dynamic between these two. It was so good. I loved it. So you got billionaire romance, fake engagement, and a little bit of race car action going on in this romance. I absolutely adored it, and you definitely should pick it up. The next one I'm going to talk about is an emotional book, so please know that before going into it, and that is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This book was so good, and it deals with a lot of heavy topics, so please check your trigger warnings before you read this book, because it deals with domestic violence. But our hero in this book, he pines after his heroine the entire story, and he is just rooting for her happiness, and just is consumed by her soul, and I loved it. This follows our hero as he is in a big basketball team that is very well known, and he goes to a bar one night before his championship game, and he meets our heroine as she's there watching another football game. And they just have this instant connection where they can just talk and be real with each other, and they just have really undeniable chemistry, and it is so good. But she has a boyfriend. She's in a relationship with a player from the opposing team. So it's already, got that drama, got that tension right then and there. And it really is a romance of right person, wrong time. And it is heartbreaking going through the story between these two characters, because you can see how much they belong to be together, but due to certain circumstances, it's just pretty much impossible. Really love the story. It hit me really, really hard. But if you're looking for a hero who, is an athlete, is a sports romance, and he is just the sweetest guy. He is the sweetest soul, and I absolutely adored this romance, and I really hope that you pick it up. There's 2 more books in the series that I still need to pick up, but our hero in this one, you will love him if you check out this book. And the last book that I'm going to talk about today is an age gap romance. But I really, really loved this one so much, and it is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I absolutely loved Pike Lawson, who is our hero in this book. I adore him, and he is definitely one of my forever book boyfriends now. I don't care what anyone says, he's amazing. This follows our heroine as it is her birthday, and she is going to this movie theater to watch an old movie because her boyfriend forgot to pick her up, and she runs into Pike at this movie theater, and they kind of decide to watch the movie together, and it is just their chemistry together. And when she is leaving and he's walking out with her, she gets a call from her boyfriend that he is in jail, and he finds out that this is his son's girlfriend. So it is spicy and taboo in that way, but it's so good. So it ends up that our heroine and her boyfriend have to move in with his dad, the hero, because they lost their apartment. So it is forced proximity, age gap, son's girlfriend. It is just crazy. But I really appreciated Pike because he was always sweet to our heroine. He always wanted the best for her, but also he really always put others before himself, and you just really saw how selfless he was throughout this entire story, that you just wanted him to go and do something for himself for once. And it was so good. I really loved these two characters' story because even though they do have an age difference, their souls are just so kindred and so alike, and I absolutely love this. So if you have not read this by Penelope Douglas, please pick it up. I'm so glad that I finally did. But those are the recommendations that I have for my favorite cinnamon roll heroes. I really hope that you pick up one of these books, and if you do, please let me know. That's all I have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again on Friday. Bye.